Well, hello again, West Ham fans. Russ on the Western Network. Hope you're safe and well. It is time for the Academy show, so let's get into it. As many of you know, we have the Academy show where we talk about the Academy. We take out some time and dedicate it just to talking about talent because it's so important. And particularly for us as West Ham fans. So anyone new, what we do is we basically talk about any contract news, anything that's affected West Ham Academy, 18s and 19s. We talk about the players out on loan as well. Important to see, how they're getting on. And also we talk about any of the players that have been, any of the games that have played for the 18s and 21s. Not a great week for the 21s. Not a great month last month for the 21s either, really. But the 18s a slightly better performance than we had last early in the week, where obviously we drew last week with 4-0 up and drew 4-all with Everton, who obviously are next opponents at the London Stadium on Saturday. I spoke about whether it's a must-win game or not. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But anyway, let's get into it and let's talk about lots of things to do with the Academy. Let's start with contract. Press the one button. Me boy, this today, me boy Edris Golambekis signs his first pro contract. I'm telling you guys, this guy is going to be at the top. He's brilliant. West Ham announced they were delighted that Edris Golambekis has signed his first professional club contract with the club. It's his 17th birthday, and he celebrated the milestone by being at Chadwell Heath and signing a pro deal. It's a dream come true, he said. I've been an East End boy my whole life, grew up watching West Ham, thinking maybe I could play for them one day. Being offered a pro deal is without a doubt one of the best days of my life, but I'm not taking this for granted. The work keeps going. I keep pushing to hopefully become a West Ham player in the future. The young centre-back has been in prolific form this year since becoming a full-time Academy scholar this summer. He's scored 5 goals as centre-half in 10 appearances for our under-18s. He's captaining them as well. And his presence in defence, he's in both defensively and offensively and set pieces is brilliant. And it earned him a call up for the England under 18s, where he scored in a 3-1 victory against Ukraine under 19s in October. He was originally an under 16s Lithuanian international, but switched his allegiance to the England setup. He joined West Ham at the age of 9 through the West Ham Foundation Programme schools in Beckton. Kenny Brown, Academy manager, has been following his progress very closely and praised him for reaching the latest career milestone, saying players are the ones who make the case for their professional contracts. This contract is a reward for Edris' dedication and the level he's playing at now. Like with all young players, we need to manage and develop it carefully, introduce them to different challenges along the way. It's fantastic to see another local boy who's been there since the under-9s. He knows his club and he's had incredible support from his family, and we've always trusted and who've always trusted the way we've managed his path. He is going to be the next one. He was also recently picked up by The Guardian as the class of 2024, where they pick 20 players within the Premier League academies who are the next thing. And he was in that. So obviously signing a deal with Kenny and Mark there. Honestly, good player. And I'm made up for him because he's a nice lad as well. And as the kids say, he's a baller. He is a baller. Also, wasn't just Edris. The club announced last week David Chigwada. He signed his first pro deal with the club. Now, recently signing him from Manchester City. And again, this is a guy that Fabrizio Romano mentioned. West Ham had signed, and there's a lot of buzz around David. And I wouldn't be surprised in the next 18 months or so you'll hear a lot more of him in and around the 21s, but also in and around the first team squad potentially. He joined the academy from Man City, initially signing on a scholarship deal in the summer, but turning the age of 17, he could then sign a pro deal. His goal scoring ability and versatility in attacking roles at Man City's under 18s caught the attention of West Ham. Since moving to East London, he's quickly settled into life at Chadwell Heath and has become a valuable member of the under-18 squad. He was saying, I just want to value the team, help them in every way the coach thinks is best, showcase what I can do and what I can bring to the table. Kenny said that we're pleased with that David has signed with us and he's settling well. He's an exciting talent who's eager to improve and develop. And as I said, we signed him and David Balogun from Man United, and both are going to be good signings, I think, going into the 18s and obviously next year progressing into the 21s as well. That's for sure. Now let's talk about current academy players out on loan. We'll start with George Earthy. George Earthy was unused substitute in Bristol City's 3-1 away win to Preston North End in the Championship of the weekend. He came on last week for a few minutes and didn't get on at all, on Saturday, unfortunately. All the first team ones, again, like we mentioned in Hammer's headlines, to go back and check that out. Callum Marshall was a 46th minute substitute for Huddersfield as they lost famously 1-0 to Tamworth away in the FA Cup first round. That was on BBC on Friday evening. Michael Forbes, he was a substitute. He was a 46 minute where was Michael? Michael was a 65th minute substitute for Bristol City as they beat Western-super-Mare 3-1 at home in the FA Cup first round. PK was on the score sheet and got the winner for Grant McCann's Doncaster Rovers. He was a 46th minute substitute as well. Scored the winner in the 85th minute as they beat Barrow away in the FA Cup first round. Gideon Kadoa, he scored. He played the first 67 minutes for Wickham in their 3-2 home victory against York City in the FA Cup, and Gideon scored the third goal at a 21st minute mark. They were 3-0 up after 21 minutes already, I believe, or 2-1. Levi's currently sort of still on loan at Cheltenham, although he's been assessed up at West Ham at the moment with a knee injury. So again, there's been no decision about what's happening with him, whether he's going to have his loan spell cut short. And if that's the case, then I imagine he probably would go out again in January. Christian Heggie, he was an unused matchday substitute as Motherwell lost 2-1 in the League Cup semi-final to Rangers. Mason Terry was the penalty saving hero as he played the full 90 minutes as AFC Hornchurch beat Tiptree, Morden Tiptree, in the Essex Senior Cup third round. It was 1-1 at full time, straight to penalties, with Hornchurch winning 4-1 and Mason saving one of the penalties in the penalty shootout for AFC Hornchurch. In terms of the games for the 21s and 18s, one loss, one draw. The 21s played Fulham, and they continued a dreadful form of late, really, with a 3-0 home defeat to Hayden Mullins' Fulham under-21 side at Rush Green on Friday. Plenty of fireworks around the ground, and it was literally like a war zone. It sounded like out there because it was reverberating in the stands. But unfortunately, not much fireworks on the pitch. Mark Robinson put out quite a youthful side. Ollie Scars and Junior Robinson were on the bench. Tim Steindon was in attendance, sat a couple of seats on, move his beanie out on, to watch the game and see Fulham score very early on when Christian Sukulak broke the deadlock after just 5 minutes, really. Despite a confident start in possession, we were sort of caught out very, very quickly. And, he scored pretty much with close range. We looked to respond. Flavor Fawamli, who was a constant thorn in Fulham's side, forced a good save at their goalkeeper. He managed to parry the shot away from danger. We obviously tried there was a lot of possession, a lot of promising attacking moves, but nothing really sort of fizzled out towards the end. Sean Moore delivering a good cross. There was 2-2 for Brad Dolligan, who was starting shortly after. Probably our best chance fell to the centre half, Josh Briggs, who, Josh was playing. That was Caelan would have played, but obviously Caelan was called up to the first team squad for the game against Nottingham Forest. Unfortunately, it fell to Josh rather than necessarily maybe a forward. If it was a forward, it would probably gone in, but the centre half just put it just wide. we looked to come back and draw level. I think we had Flavour at a shot and it rebounded off the post after the goalkeeper sort of misjudged a punch from the court. It's very strange. And we were unlucky. Went into 1-0 down at the break. Second half saw Fulham again take the early advantage and sort of, got a shot away quickly and went 2 up very, very quickly into the second half. So the momentum sort of shot down straight away. Continued to swing basically more towards West Ham, where, Lewis was in midfield. He was the captain. Some really good passing. Gave the ball away a couple of... It wasn't a great performance from him. It wasn't a great performance from anyone, really. Maybe Flavour came out of it with any real credit, to be fair. And then Morrison tried to bring on some fresh legs, brought on the likes of Cam Swire, brought Ollie Scars on as well. And there was a flurry of chances, really, towards the end. And then there was a breakaway. West Ham had gone down to 10 men. Louis Brown got sent off for a professional foul. He was the last man. The guy was going to beat him for pace, so he just brought him down and took a red card. Very professional red card, in all honesty. And then Zekalak scored the third, and that was it, really. Next up is a trip to Braintree tomorrow night, Guy Fawkes night, in the National League Cup. So there we go. The 18s had a slightly better deal of it. Obviously, a draw in the week 4-4 against Everton, and they had another positive result, another draw, as they fought hard to earn a point against Southampton under 18s in a 2-2 draw at Little Heath. Goals from Elijah Swamley and Andre Dyke as well in the under 18s Premier League South. Swamley scored early on. And then Southampton 2 quick fire goals, and then a well-timed second half goal by Dyke rescued a point for the Young Hammers. Next for them is, with the result, the Hammers now have 10 points in the Premier League South with a game in hand. And next up is away to league leaders Aston Villa on Saturday at midday. So, very tough game for them coming up. And that's it. That's your Academy show. If you like what we do, if you like it, let me know in the comments, because we listen to every one of your comments. If there's anyone you want me to do any plays, you want me to do profiles on, maybe, obviously, because I'm fortunate enough to watch a lot of the games, and obviously we've got some really good under 18s, under 21s coming in, and as you can see, signing the likes of my boy Airdris and David Chigwada to professional contracts is a great sign of the future in terms of the academy. And until next time, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble. Go back and watch our videos earlier today. Is Everton a must win? I'll give you my thoughts, and obviously Hammers headlines talking about a couple of forwards we've been linked to, as well as all the first team loan spells as well, how they got on over the weekend. Take care, much love, see you later.